Hey, how is it going, YouTube? It is Ezra on the low. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Mother's Day on this beautiful Sunday. And if you guys are like me, you guys play a lot of Apex Legends. And Apex Legends has this very interesting problem, I find, where no one really seems to know how to be a good jump master these days. And I just don't understand it. I find it to be very simple, very easy, but a lot of people are losing a lot of gunfights early. They're not getting to loot before their enemies, and dying early game is extremely annoying because that's when you're at your most vulnerable. You have no armor, you have no weapons, and I mean, that is a sticky place to get into a gunfight if you do not know what you are doing when you land. In this video, I will break down how you should be dropping, where you should be dropping, and how to be successful early game to ensure that you get to the loot to your enemies before they get to it. However you would say that. You beat your enemies to the loot. I will show you how to do that secret right now. It's very basic, and it's very, very easy, so bear with me here. Now, I'm going to say this, and a lot of you guys are honestly going to be very disappointed, because it's a pretty boring answer. But the key to dropping in the best places is honestly just to pick a spot and drop there every single time in the same place. Here you see I land Harvester, I hit the same little room every time. I know where the loot is. You see here, that guy came in, he went for the punch, I knew right where I could find some loot. Most of the time there's a weapon right there in that corner. And it's just, if you want to not die early on, you have to know how to get guns quickly. This little room over here, again, I'll land here every time at Harvester. I'll sweep this room. There's almost always weapons in some form of body shield here. And honestly, it's not that complicated. You just should land in the same place, memorize it, know where to go, do it by instinct. So you should be able to do it blindfolded. If you already know what bins you want to open, what building you want to sweep through early on before you even ever touch the ground, it gives you a huge advantage over your enemies that would drop with you, simply because you don't run into a lot of people that have a thought out plan, honestly, before they touch the ground. And this is the proper dropship etiquette, I believe, is to drop in the same places over and over again. Obviously, you can mix it up. You don't have to do it every single match. That will get frustrating very quickly, just dropping on the same place, running through the same things. But, 2 out of 3 games, drop the same spot. Run through the same places. Leave some bins unhit to get to buildings faster. This is going to help you early on to be more successful, so you won't die early on. Most squads drop within the first 5 minutes of the match, so you just need to get looted and set up just to try to brace for that first wave of deaths where people are going to drop on top of each other. There's going to be people who don't have guns that are just completely defenseless, and you don't want to be that person. So this is the advice I'm giving you today. I don't know about you guys, but I will consistently be picking up easy kills early game just because most people will drop somewhere and they will loot that area in its entirety. They will go through all the bins, they'll open all the doors, they'll hit every area. And honestly, whenever you do that, it's just so easy to get tracked down because it's like, oh look, he's opened this bin, but that one's closed. He'll be here soon. And you just are so exposed when you're looting. And so, not only should you not be that person, you should be the other person. You should be the person with the gun that is shooting the people that don't have the loot, because you are prepared more so than they are. The second tip I will give you guys for today is another big one, but really it's the only other one. So there's really only two parts to dropship etiquette. Be a good jump master and be a good shotgun rider. This is jump master etiquette 101. You should be landing close to whoever is in your squad, even if they're randoms, even if they're jump master and they want to drop someplace dumb. You should still write it out with that random, with that noob teammate that you know in real life that doesn't understand that you shouldn't really drop some places just because the loot isn't. Some places have a really whack loot to people landing there ratio, which is, I don't know how I would ever prove that with numbers, but just trust me on this, I play a lot of Apex. And you will figure out these areas of the map that have the weird loot ratio, but it just takes practice, which is, again, back to point one, drop the same place over and over and over again. You will learn where the loot is. I know the loot is random, and you're saying, this guy, what does he know about anything? But just trust me, the loot's random, but there are areas of the map where loot is bunched together in closer spots, and you should learn these areas. Now in this game here, I'll show you that, I landed Harvester, I did my 1, 2, 3, swoop the building, hit my loot, get some guns, got early loot that, just was better than the people I was fighting against early game. And you'll see in this game that we stay in Harvester for a long time. We never really had a reason to leave. We had good loot, enemies kept showing up, and this is the spot you want to get in whenever you can get good enough loot early on where you don't have to worry about it at all for the rest of the match. The loot is in the death boxes, people. I will say this till I die. The loot is in the death boxes, and when I die, my loot will be in my death box for somebody else. You just need to get weapons and body shields good enough early on that you can start killing people. Once you kill people, you can take their loot, and then you can just move on to the next fight. This will get you more kills while you're playing. You're just going to have a better time because you're not going to be dying so much early on. I will freak out. I lose my mind. I've thrown my headset across the room. I spike controllers like Gronkowski. It's just so frustrating to drop somewhere open, just be wandering around randomly, and you will run into people that have loot, and you're like, how do these people have loot? I've opened one bin, this guy's got a body shield, he's got a gun, he's throwing grenades at me, what is happening? Just trust me, nobody hates dying off rip as soon as you land more than me. Look at me, I'm making a YouTube video about it. I hate it. I cannot stand people that just do not exercise proper jump ship etiquette. You should be landing in areas of the map you are familiar with. You should be landing close to the people in your squad, because the people who have the numbers win 7 out of 10 fights. If you don't land with your teammate, what are you doing? What are you doing? People are losing matches before they even land on the ground because they're landing solo away from their people. And it's just got to come to a stop. We can put a stop to this once and for all. We can do it. We can band together. We're the people that play Apex. Here's the part in the video where I mentioned that I stream on Twitch 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. My Twitch is EzraOnTheLow. I hope to see you guys over there because that's where I do my live streaming. Anyway, back to the video where I rant about people who drop solo and ruin matches for me.
You are the Apex Champions.